We have seen in the previous class the content of mathematics. We will see in now the content of languages. Okay, what are the content of languages we'll be seeing? Languages is skill development in language learning. Skill development in language learning, speaking, listening, writing, reading. That is where students should know how to speak the language and listen. If somebody is talking to them, they should know how to listen and completely understand some message is conveyed to them, and how to write and how to read. And then teaching various texts of language like drama, grammar, poetry, prose, narrative, etc., and also fiction. Next is creation and appreciation of language and literature. Next is multi and cross cultural issues of languages. If you see the languages, there even if you see Tamil, in this case you can say any language at random, Tamil, Malayalam or whatever it is. So languages differ from place to place. Same Malayalam is spoken in different manners. So cross cultural issues of the languages and language research and current practices. Socio-cultural issues in language learning, then construction of language knowledge during the early years of life, age-wise language development, multilingualism and language learning, difference between school and home language, usages of languages, language development and cognitive skills, language usage in diverse social household. That is, in the household also we speak languages, but different. It has some slight difference. Then development of languages. So this is what we have seen, the content of school subjects. Now we'll go to the physical education and fine arts. So in the physical education, we should study about the human body, movement and awareness, food and nutrition, safety and security, our environment, social health and sports service, sports skill and ability, physical fitness, orientation to sports skills, orientation to physical education and sport education. Next is fine arts. If you see fine art education program should comprise handling of the materials for drawing, painting, collage, clay modeling and construction of puppets, creating artistic things by free expression method, learn simple concepts of visual arts, knowledge of works of well-known artists, both contemporary as well as historical, prepare posters, placards, etc. All this we can include. Then drawing, painting, sculpture, clay modeling, activities of dance, music, drama and craft. That is why some cultural activities we are carrying in the school, so that all these things can be developed naturally. It will be developed. So drawing, we keep drawing competition, painting competition, and sculpture, fibrous, then mixed media, two-dimensional or pictorial arts, three-dimensional arts, etc. Next is the peace education. In the peace education, peace concepts and concerns, knowing peace, choosing peace, facts about peace, barriers of peace, building blocks of peace, peace with self, peace at different levels, harmony with nature, understanding and dealing with conflict. If there is no conflict, naturally there will be peace around. Then sources of conflicts, analyzing conflicts, dealing with conflicts, etc. Humanism, the human relationship, being human towards understanding and enabling self. First we should understand about ourselves, so that we should be peace with ourselves, so that we'll be developing peace with others also. So these are the things can be included in the peace education. Then we go for the value education. In the value education, different values, human values can be taught. Certain values are said to be permanent: truth, beauty, and goodness. Right? Some values, or even our Indian Constitution has some values that also can be taught. Developing problem-solving attitudes towards contemporary challenges, holistic development of individual, responsible attitudes towards the self and society, positive thinking, compassion, discovering inner peace, learning to live together, respecting human dignity, being true self. So these are all can be included in the value education. So many other things also can be included. Value, not only we value human beings, but we value animals and we value all the things around us. Classification and teaching across discipline. Classification of academic discipline. Now we go to the next topic. What are the classification of academic discipline? So how you can need, what is the need and importance of classification of discipline? Is there any need to classify? Yes, there is a need. They help to bring order to a chaotic world. Then when that is the reason we are classifying it. Typologies allow scholars to group things under few categories that assist in grasping relationship and trends. For example, if you have information about different animals, right? And if you classify them on the basis of some criteria, it will help you to know the differences and similarities. These animals have something similar in between, similarities in between. These animals are not having the similar things and they are classified into another group. So this group will help so that you can study about the whole group instead of individual animal. So this classification helps. Then preliminary classification of new sets of objects and phenomena can lead to the detection of previously undiscovered patterns. Some sort of pattern is discovered, or some pattern we might not have discovered. Classification helps us to understand the pattern, makes our study simple, because if you study, instead of studying individual, the whole group is studied at a time. So classification helps us to make it simple and very clear understanding. So more details we can, if you do classification, we can gather more details, and it becomes scientific and non-scientific fields can be understood. So the classification helps us in many ways, right? And instead of studying about the single, we can study about the whole group. Then there are different ways of classification, and classification is made approximate classification of academic discipline, Aristotle's classification, and there are some educationists who classified according to their knowledge. So we'll see the first classification, that is approximate classification of academic discipline. That is, in approximate classification of academic discipline, disciplines are arranged into the following subgroups. Some of them are called as fine arts, some of them are called as humanities, social science. I'll just write it down. We can call it as fine arts. Some of them are classified as humanities. Some comes under the social science. Some we can group under science, and some we can group under mathematics. Right? There can be 5 classification. Broadly, we can classify into 5. The first one is fine arts. Yes. The first one is fine arts. So what are the things which can be included in the fine arts? Is nothing but art, music, theatre, visual arts, and performing arts. All these can be grouped together, and we can call, one name can be called for the whole group, this particular group, and that is known as the fine arts. So this helps the student to select the bigger group which they were really interested, and they can go for the subgroups also. And then comes the humanities. The second classification is nothing but humanities. Sometimes you'll be surprised, you'll have slight confusion between the humanities and social science. We'll see what is the finer difference. So you understand about the fine arts, right? Something artistic, that is different part of our brain. The part of the brain which is used in the fine arts is different from the humanities. So certain people are very good in this particular field, some of them may be good in humanities. What are humanities? History. In those days, history was considered as very important subject, and in between, history was not at all, means they have removed from the discipline, and now they have reintroduced it, and I'm talking about the universities. Next is the language, literature. You can differentiate language and literature, or you can keep it together also. But language serves a certain purpose. For example, the communication skills, all these things that can come under the languages. And literature, which is already like Shakespeare's, all this if you study, we can name it as literature. And then in Tamil, if you see Tirukural and all, right? If you study about the Tirukural and Purananuru, Agadanuru and all, then it comes under the literature. Then philosophy, if you talk about philosophy, then religion, and religion philosophy can be grouped together, or it can be separately taught. Like theology, in Christianity means mainly when they want to become the clergyman and all, this theology they are supposed to study. So all this comes under the humanities. Then we'll talk about the social science. The third classification is social science. Yeah, you will be very familiar with social science. Our education, what you are studying just now, is nothing but our social science. Why the name social science is given? This question. This is society. We are studying about the society, mainly about the society, but in a scientific manner. We are dealing in the scientific manner. That is why it is known as the social science. First, we will include our education, then anthropology, archaeology, area studies, cultural studies, ethics. Ethics also comes under our education only. Ethics studies, then economics, gender and sexuality studies, geography, political science. And nowadays, geography is included in science also. You can see MSc in Master of Science in Geography, right? So how you are going to study, go about it makes the difference. Political science, psychology. Psychology also, sometimes we call it as science also, right? There are certain branches of psychology is purely science, sociology, etc. So the aim of this group of academic discipline is to investigate social role of human and results of human activities. Mainly human activities, and how one means how the interpersonal relationship of the human is studied in this particular one. Then social sciences are divided into general and concrete sciences. General science explore general human activity, and concrete sciences investigate human activities in a concrete situation. Then comes the science. The fourth classification is the science. Yeah, you know about the science, physics, chemistry, biology, all this, astronomy, astronomy, all this comes under science, right? And this is about the nature. If you study about the nature and observe the nature and study about it, all this comes under the science. And next, the last one is mathematics. They call it as mathematical sciences also. Okay, mathematics is a discipline which encompasses, means it's opposite of the mathematics, we can say. One is computer science, another is statistics, applied mathematics, pure mathematics. You can